Standing up.
As you were.
Sit
Yeah. We're good? Okay. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to the June 23rd meeting of the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. I'm Aaron Mays, represent District 3, currently serving as chairman. On my left is Commissioner Bill Rippon, representing District 1, and on my right is Commissioner Kevin Cook, representing District 2. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Morning. First item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
We have several items on the consent agenda. I believe it's 8 items. If there's no questions about that, I would make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
County Clerk number A, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
All right, under general expenses, Maximus Consulting Services, Inc., $10,000 is for cost allocation plan and jail rate study. And then our RSM US LLP totaling $31,500 is for the 2021 audit service. Total vouchers as of June 22nd, 2022 is $1,209,639.68. Questions or comments? I'd move for approval of the vouchers.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move approval of the correction orders.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, bond council number 1, consider approval of resolution number 2022-49, authorizing the issues of Shawnee County, Kansas taxable industrial revenue bonds for an estimated amount of $8,750,000 and execution of all related documents for an AWE Wind Chase LLC project.
This resolution and the one after it are mirror projects. Could we have Stephanie read the next one and not just address them both at the same time? I think it'd be quicker.
All right.
Okay.
Consider approval of, item 2, consider approval of resolution number 2022-50, authorizing the issuance of Shawnee County, Kansas taxable industrial revenue bonds for an estimated amount of $30,500,000 in execution of all related documents for the AWE Auburn Hills LLC project.
These two IRBs arose out of a company called Weston Capital Group, which is in Washington, D.C., and they purchased the old Whispering Pines Apartments, which is over on the west side of town off of Candle Tree Drive, and the old Cascade Apartments, which is at 3441 Southwest Burlingame Road. They're going to use the proceeds basically to reimburse themselves for the acquisition cost, and then on the Whispering Pines, that's now called Auburn Hills project, they're going to put anywhere from $5 to $10 million in improvements. They'll know exactly how much they're going to spend once they start to rip into it. They're going to replace the pool and redo the clubhouse, and then every unit as it comes available, they're going to totally remodel. At the Cascade Apartments, it's about $650,000 to $750,000 of improvements. Most of it will be deferred maintenance, fix some balconies, roofs, doors, redo the clubhouse, sort of thing. Both of these resolutions authorize the execution of the underlying documents for each of these deals, which basically is a base lease, a lease, an indenture. The bond itself is in the closing certificates. They've purchased their own bond, so there's no real lending involved as far as a lender. These bonds, since they're industrial revenue bonds, are not a debt or obligation of the county. By statute, they're not payable in any manner from any sort of tax revenues they're solely paid from the rents and revenues generated from the projects.
All right, any questions for Bob?
I don't have any.
None.
Okay,
I would move for approval of both items B1 and B2.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Stephanie, when Erin's finished signing those, would you mind taking those upstairs? And Cindy said she'd get to them when she got back. Thank you.
I'll take my time. All right, next item, please.
Item C, Department of Corrections, number 1. Consider request to create and solicit bids for the repair, milling, and overlay of 2 parking lots at the Shawnee County Department of Corrections, not to exceed $80,000 utilizing 2022 contingency funds.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. Yes, this is a request to create and solicit bids for repair, milling, and overlay of 2 parking lots, and to create, to be able to get that done. We have been working very closely with Betty Greiner and Kurt Niehaus, who will serve with Major Kendall as the project managers over this project. We've done some serious review of our parking lots, and Kurt also with his team identified that 2 parking lots on the south side that really need to be done immediately, and that when working with Betty, looking at contingency funds to be able to pay for this. These are parking lots that probably cannot wait. I've got both Betty, or excuse me, Eve, Major Kendall, and Kurt here if you have any specific questions about the conditions of the parking lot, because this is certainly above my expertise.
Any questions for Brian?
I don't have any. I just might make a note, though, while we're using contingency funds, it is halfway through the year, and we just need to keep a close eye on those contingency funds. As we get to the tail end of the year, we can always readjust, but I don't want to run out halfway through the year. And so, but this is a project that needs to be done. Contingency funds is appropriate, but we just might keep an eye on that contingency
sir.
fund amount. So
Okay.
Was that a motion?
it is a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Next item, please.
Item D, Public Works, number 1. Consider approval of request to solicit bids for the mill and overlay of approximately 700 linear feet of Southwest 57th Street, 4 lanes between the Topeka city limits and South Topeka Boulevard, Shawnee County Project S-841010.00. The project will be paid for using 2022 Public Works operational funds.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. This is a project I had identified about a month ago. As I've talked to you in the past, we have a number of vacancies in the department, road and bridge maintenance vacancies. And so with those funds, I've been putting those into contract maintenance projects. And this is another example of that. I would like to mill and overlay Southwest 57th between the city limits and South Topeka Boulevard. In between is a railroad crossing. We won't mess with the railroad crossing, but nevertheless, we'd like to do everything on either side of that. If you have questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those.
Any questions?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I will say, though, that Kurt, I received an email just a couple weeks ago about the condition of this road, so it's very timely to get this on the agenda. So I'll move for approval.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thank you. Next item, please.
Item D2, consider approval of a project budget, emergency bridge replacement project, Southeast 61st over 6 Miles Creek, at a total estimated cost of $1,073,350, with funding coming from the 2017-2031 countywide half-cent sales tax program, County Bridges.
Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. If you recall, earlier this year, I came before you with an emergency replacement request. We had a bridge on Southwest 61st, just west of Auburn Road. It was a metal pipe, and above that was a fill that was contained by stone head walls. and the stone was, we were losing the stone. So I received permission from you to enter into emergency replacement design on that project. We're to the point where we want to let that project. We've got basically all the utilities moved or will be moved by the end of June. All right-of-way has been purchased, the bridge is designed, and we want to get this constructed before the end of the year. Again, it is an emergency project, so we're in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry on projects, but I'm in a lot more hurry now. So with that, I apologize for the cost of the project. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, this would have been a $750,000 budget. Today, it's over $1 million. So with that, I take your questions.
Any questions?
Chair.
Yeah.
Will this one be wider than the existing bridge?
Yeah, it'll be 32 feet wide. It'll be
Okay.
much wider.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that seemed like a narrow
Yeah.
bridge.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
with the reconstruction of the Polk Quincy Viaduct, with the part of the Polk Quincy Viaduct that fell off here in the last couple of weeks, and the press that has circulated around that, there was some article in media about the state of bridges in Shawnee County. And since we're talking about bridges today, I know that we've had presentations in the past, but it might be a good point to go back and kind of recap on that. What sort of assessment does Shawnee County do for its bridges? How do we have a just random replacement of bridges? I mean, what do you do as the Public Works Director and as the person, ultimately, you're in charge of all the roads and you have the ability to close them as the designated Public Works Director?
Absolutely. Well, we hire a consultant who performs an inspection of all county bridges every 2 years. We have no bridges at the present time on a 1-year inspection cycle. All of our bridges are on a 2-year inspection cycle. Then every 2 years, based on those inspections, we get a report. Based on that report, we prioritize our bridges. Right now, we're prioritizing mostly on structurally deficient bridges. Functionally obsolete bridges, which are maybe narrow, have substandard approaches, those are not our focus right now. Our focus is on structurally deficient bridges. As an example of this project, where it could become structurally deficient. So that's how we prioritize. When we come to you with our budget, when I come to you with our budget presentation later this year, we will be talking about bridges that we have prioritized based on these 2-year reports.
Now, the Willard Bridge, when we replaced it, was a structurally deficient bridge because of its design, and that we had saw, such as from Minneapolis, or yes, that the bridge could collapse, and it was a similar design as to what we had over the Willard Bridge, which prioritized that replacement. Do we have any bridges in Shawnee County that you would classify as being unsafe or not able to be traversed upon?
We have no bridges in Shawnee County that I would classify as unsafe. If I knew they were unsafe, the bridge would be closed. The Carlson Road Bridge is what they call, it was a fractional critical bridge. In other words, if a member failed, the bridge could collapse. We don't have any of those types of bridges left in Shawnee County. So that, what was unique to Carlson Road Bridge, applies to no other bridges in the county.
I appreciate that, and thank you for all the work that you guys do in prioritizing that. I just felt that it was timely, given the Polk Quincy and the issues on that bridge, that we talk about how Shawnee County maintains its bridges.
But Kurt, just to clarify, the 2-year inspection cycle, that is just on county-maintained bridges, right?
No.
No.
Just to clarify, in Shawnee County, we're a township county. So we have township roads and we have county roads. But all bridges in Shawnee County, all bridge-sized structures in Shawnee County are the responsibility of Shawnee County. There are no township bridges.
Even in the city of Topeka?
No, not in the city of Topeka, but all outside of the city of Topeka, the city limits, all bridge-sized structures, whether they're on a township road or on a county road, they are the responsibility of Shawnee County.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any other questions? Yeah, Commissioner Bond?
Will this bridge, will this bridge be closed? Will it be closed?
Well, the bridge is closed. It's
Pedestrian bridges, they're also on the 2-year cycle.
Yes, I think Parks and Rec added those to our contract here a few years ago.
All right.
Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about that, making sure the public is well informed on bridges and how we maintain our bridges and safety. For everything outside of the city, now obviously, City of Topeka is separate, they have their own process and procedure. The state highway system, they're separate, they have their own process and procedure. But outside of that, how Shawnee County maintains its bridges. So I would move for approval of the request for the replacement of the bridge over the 6 Mile Creek.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Mays. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item D3, consider a request to reject bids and re-advertise for a pavement repair overlay project, Stormontville Event Center Service Drive and SN County, Shawnee County Extension Office parking area.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. As you know, we've been in the middle of preparing plans and contract documents for a project to repair the concrete and asphalt out there at the Stormontville Event Center, the service drive. This is where, Stormontville has events and organizations and the public bring in things, a lot of times with heavy trucks, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to repair that pavement, we want to mill the asphalt drive, and at the same time, we want to take care of the parking area at the north end for the Shawnee County Extension Office. We had bids, we received bids, opened the bids on June 15th, and unfortunately, the bids came in exceedingly high. So because of the 10% requirement in accordance with KSA 68-115, we are required to reject all those bids. In other words, all the bids were more than 10% higher than the engineer's estimate. So we'd like to go back on July 20th and try again, this time without the add alternate portion of the project. One of the bidders provided a base bid that was within our project budget, and we're hopeful that the 1-month delay won't change that bid significantly. And so with your permission, I would like to again reject these bids and re-advertise and re-solicit bids for July 20th. Questions?
I would move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Mays. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item D4, consider approval of TIPS proposal from Midwest Coating, Inc. for the installation of a roofing membrane system on a District 1 equipment storage building at a cost of $29,800 utilizing 2022 Public Works Operational Fund and authorization and execution of contract C-194-2022 for the same.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. A lot of roofs lately, and here's just another one. We have a roof that probably is original to the structure. It's leaking to the point where it's a nuisance. You say, well, why? Well, what do you care? It's just an equipment storage building. Well, it also has a couple offices in it. And so we would like to get a membrane installed on that roof, to a waterproof membrane, which will prevent any future leaks and solve the present leaking problem. We have a TIPS proposal here. We've used TIPS before. Using these purchasing consortiums is within the guidelines of our purchasing policy. So with that, I'm asking for you to accept this TIPS proposal, and we move forward with a small project. Questions?
Questions?
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. Next item, please.
Item 5, public comment.
I don't have anyone signed up. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak today? Seeing none, next item.
Item 6, administrative communications.
Any administrative communications today?
Good morning, Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. I just wanted to update everybody that last week I spent the day with Stepping Up training in Hays, Kansas. I went out there on my own to go out there and get an idea of how they're looking at advancing their systems and sequential intercept mapping out there in the western part of Kansas. Was able to work with Stepping Up, the National Association, and going out there. And then also next week, Monday and Tuesday, I will be representing Shawnee County with Stepping Up initiative at the National Sheriff's Association conference, talking about the things that we're doing in Shawnee County. And I can tell you that we are making some very good strides within our budgets to improve the access and the service to those who suffer with mental illness. So I just wanted to kind of give you some information on the resolution and then how we're moving forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, Brian.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amanda Monholland, Shawnee County PIO, and I am standing before you on behalf of the Shawnee County Planning Commission to remind the public and everyone that the special meeting is regarding the project number CU22-02, the Cricket Post Solar Farm, which is located at 4306 Southwest Auburn Road, which is a conditional use permit. Will be on Monday, June 27th at 6 o'clock at the Shawnee County North Annex, which is located at 1515 Northwest Saline. So just wanted to have that announcement out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other administrative communications? All right, seeing none, next item.
Item 7, executive sessions.
I don't believe we have a need for an executive session today, so we are adjourned. Oh, I'm sorry. I never asked if you guys had anything.
Bill will
you
have
wanted
to hold
say.
his till Monday.
I don't know if I can hold this till Monday.
All right,
Oh,
let's go ahead and say it then.
I attended the Sports Hall of Fame for Shawnee County last night, and they inducted a number of people into the Hall of Fame, and it was a good event. And so it's good to recognize the young athletes in this county, and some that aren't so young now.
this afternoon at Valeris Aviation, we'll have a rollout of Momentum 2027 as we start the next project for holistic economic development in Shawnee County. And a lot of people have put in a lot of work into this, and it kind of goes back to celebrate the successes of Momentum 2022 and looking forward to more projects in Momentum 2027. And I believe that both Commissioner Mays and I had the opportunity to see the St. Joseph Lofts Arts and Crafts worker space in downtown Topeka. Really neat opportunity. If you are a artisan and you are looking for a place to have access to drill presses and laser cutters and 3D printers and all of the, you can do your podcasts and everything else. It's a very economical and a good space.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really neat place. I had the chance to attend the inaugural meeting of the Topeka Area Sports Commission yesterday, and so that was a fun experience. A lot of really smart people in the room coming up with ideas of ways that we can improve athletics in Shawnee County, both for youth and for adults and for people with disabilities and all kinds of things. So really great conversation. Look forward to seeing what comes out of that. So anyways, that's all I have. So we're already adjourned. So I appreciate everybody sticking around and listening to us talk for a minute.